So with the Summer Game Fest kind of closing yesterday with Capcom, that was the last showcase. I want to go ahead and talk about all of them and keep my thoughts about, all the case showcases that happened. I'm gonna start with the PlayStation because that was pretty much the kind of like the first one that started all of it. And in my opinion, the PlayStation one was pretty bad. The only great, kind of surprise that came out of that one was Metal Gear Snake Eater, the remake. That game has been rumored for years now, so us fans have been waiting for it. It does make a lot of sense for Metal Gear Snake Eater, which was part three in when it comes to number wise, but in timeline, it's actually the first game story wise, so it makes a lot of sense for that game to be the first one. Besides Metal Gear, the Metal Gear remake, Spider-Man 2 had a long gameplay and new cinematic video introducing Kraven. I am very curious about this game. I love the Spider-Man, the first one from Insomniac, and the Miles Morales game was really, really good also. I'm very curious about the whole symbiote thing, how that's gonna play it out when it comes to gameplay and all that. We kind of got a tease of that in the showcase. They show some gameplay as Spider-Man with the symbiote suit. So yeah, but besides that, in my opinion, I don't know if it's me, but I kind of noticed when it came to all these showcases, there's a lot of medieval games coming. I don't know. I just feel like there's a lot of games that look the same in my opinion. It's a little weird to me that after all these years, this consoles they have been out for a couple years now, and there's a lot of games looking the same, and at the same time a lot of games that don't even look good or great when it comes to graphics and things like that. Like this consoles that we have, they're supposed to be very powerful and all that. I mean, at least that's what these companies have been telling us, and I really don't really see it yet when it comes to the power of this console. I guess there has been a few games here and there, but this has to be one of the worst launch when it comes to consoles. Of course, I understand the whole COVID thing, but how long are we gonna drag that excuse at the same time? It has been 2-3 years now, so it's time. I believe it's time to start showing the power of these consoles, which I still really haven't seen yet, in my opinion. But yeah, besides that, the PlayStation showcase was not good, in my opinion. Just the Metal Gear, which is not even a PlayStation exclusive, that's coming for Xbox also. And everything else was just weird. A lot of indie looking games when it comes to the PlayStation showcase. But besides that, we go to the Summer Game Fest, which was pretty bad. I don't even remember. I guess what they showed there, what people were waiting for was the Mortal Kombat gameplay, which that was, I don't know, in my opinion, they kind of teased that Mortal Kombat game like it was gonna be something really different and something new. And when they showed the game, it kind of looks the same as the game that came before. So yeah, that was just, it was kind of disappointing in my opinion. Besides that, they did announce the Prince of Persia, a new Prince of Persia game, which is like 2D. Kind of reminds me of Metroid Dread, and I like that. I like that game a lot. 2D, it's kind of like 2D and 3D at the same time, if that makes sense. So games like that, they can work if they do it right. You can still make a kind of old school gameplay modern. I feel like there's a lot of games, older games that they could still remake and do it just like Metroid Dread and this new Prince of Persia game that's coming out. That's looking really good in my opinion. Besides the Summer Game Fest, I don't really remember anything else. I think Alan Wake, we have something for Alan Wake 2, which also looks pretty good. But besides that, I don't remember much. I'm already forgetting about the Summer Game Fest. And that'll just show let you know how some of the showcases were. So the next one, we're gonna go to, which one was first? Xbox. I think Xbox was the one after, which Xbox One, in my opinion, when it came to all this with Starfield. If that video they have for Starfield, I wasn't really on board, because I didn't know much about the game. But with the whole showcase of Microsoft and the team that made Bethesda, the people that made Starfield, yeah, that game looks crazy. It looks amazing. That's when that to me is the next gen. That's what's telling me that we are here. This is what these consoles were made for. And if hopefully the game will be everything that they said, because wow, if the game is gonna be that good with all the gameplay, all the mechanics, story, the the way you customize stuff like your ship, your character, you get the gameplay with the combat, the battle combat, and all that stuff, battle mechanics. Yeah, the game is looking absolutely amazing. Besides that, besides Starfield, I don't know what else they really had. And I guess they show another thing for Hellblade, but that game is not even coming out this year. I don't really know what they're doing with that game. How big is that game gonna be? It's a little weird to me when it comes to some of these studios with games, especially Microsoft, in my opinion. They have a lot of they have a lot of studios that are taking way too long with these games. And I know games, they're not, you can make a game overnight, but it's just weird to me. I mean, I don't know how these consoles work. I don't know. Of course, I don't make games myself, so I can't really speak much about it. But in my opinion, is that with all these newer consoles and all that stuff, I really do feel like shouldn't it be easier to make a game, or maybe I'm wrong when it comes to that. But I don't know. You guys can let me know if any of you guys make video games for a living. Maybe I'm just very ignorant when it comes to that, and I need to do more of my research. But a lot of these games are taking just way too long, in my opinion, especially games that are coming out from Microsoft Studios. Besides that, they keep showing Forza, which I was never big on Forza. All I can say is it's the best racing game out there, but I just don't play racing games like I used to. Besides that, when it came to the Xbox, I don't remember what else what else they show besides Starfield. So yeah, it's just letting you know how much some of the showcase were. Ubisoft was another weird one, in my opinion. When it came to Ubisoft, the presentations were horrible, but they had a few good games that I'm curious about. They have more games for Prince of Persia, which I'm very curious about that. Assassin's Creed, it looks like it's going back to like how do you call it? It's like they're going back to the basics, to not being so big, like open world type. They kind of looks more like Assassin's Creed 1, which in my opinion, I'm curious about that because the first one was really good. And this one just looks like the first one, but on steroids when it comes to graphics. What else did Ubisoft had? And then Ubisoft kind of ended the show with Star Wars Outlaw, which that game looks amazing. That game, like, from what I know, I didn't know that Ubisoft was making a Star Wars game, or maybe I don't remember. But that game came out of nowhere, in my opinion, and it's looking really, really, really good. I'm really looking forward for that game. Then pretty much the summer showcase ended with Capcom, and it was a very disappointing showcase. It was really, really, really bad, in my opinion. They didn't really have much. Exoprimal, I already know that game is coming out next month. Fragmata, I don't know how you say the name for that game. It's a game that's coming out from Capcom with a little girl, which is a game that I've been curious about. Pragmata, maybe that's how you say it. Pragmata, I don't know. Maybe you guys can probably correct me on the comments down below. I'm very curious about the game. They finally kind of show a little bit of gameplay at the end of the video. The game's looking really clean. I am very curious about that. It also have Dragon Dogma, which I never played the first one, but it looks good. In my opinion, it doesn't look so bad. Then we have this game called Path of the Goddess. Me personally, I thought it was gonna be like a new Onimusha when it first started, but no, it's something new. So there's really nothing really much that we know about the game. It looks beautiful, in my opinion. So that's that. Besides that, a lot of fans, including myself, we're still waiting. We're still holding hope for a Dino Crisis remake. I don't know what's taking Capcom so long to do something with Dino Crisis. Dino Crisis is an IP that they can really bring back and blow up like Resident Evil. That's just my opinion. I'm pretty sure a lot of Dino Crisis fans have the same opinion that I have about Dino Crisis. Dino Crisis, like I said, it could be as big as the Resident Evil. If they bring it back right, they can have a lot of sequels and all that. But yeah, besides that, all these showcases, there were none of them that were kind of like, oh, I would say Xbox was probably on top because of Starfield. That really blew my mind, them talking about Starfield and showing it off. Especially knowing that that game is coming out like in 3 months. It's right there. It's not that far. So yeah, just let me know what you think about all this. Excuse me. Let me know what was your favorite showcase. How would you fix um some of the showcases? Like Ubisoft, in my opinion, all these presentations with dancing and having somebody making jokes on the stage. We're not here for that. We're here for games. Show us games, And I want to go back to Microsoft when it comes to that. When it comes to Fable, man, I almost forgot about Fable because I don't know how to feel about that. I don't know. That did not look like Fable to me. Um, I guess with the humor, it kind of felt like Fable. But besides that, the whole gameplay, the whole game, that looks like something completely new. It doesn't look like Fable at all. So I'm very, very wary about that because I love Fable and I would love for Fable to come back in a good way, not in a weird new way. So we will see about that. And yeah, before I close this video, I do want to say it was a mistake to try the Final Fantasy 16 demo because I wasn't sure if I wanted to get that game, but after playing that demo, only, yeah, you already know what I was about to say. That game was amazing. That demo was amazing. That the story got me in. I forgot that it's a rated M game, a rated M Final Fantasy, and wow, 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 wow. If you haven't tried the demo and you have a PlayStation, go download the demo and try it out. Just letting you know in advance, it might be a trap because you're gonna end up buying the game after playing that demo. But yeah, let me know if I missed anything from all the showcases. I know I didn't talk about a lot of other games, but the games that I talked about on this video are the games that I'm really looking forward to. Like I said before, there was a lot of medieval type games, a lot of weird indie games. It's like we don't really, I don't know. I feel like when it comes to indie games, they should have their own showcase, just an indie showcase. We don't really care about that, in my opinion, when it comes to a regular showcase. Show us the big stuff, show us the big guns, and stop doing weird presentations with people dancing on stage or singing and things like that. But yeah, just don't forget to hit a like on the video if you can, leave a comment, and thank you everyone and have a great one.